Hi, everyone. I'm Josh Ledgard from KickoffLabs, the audience growth platform. We help people quickly set up lead capture, viral giveaways, and product launches where fans become influencers. In this sequence of videos, we're going to talk about startup validation, what it is, why it's important, how to go about do it with some practical steps. What is startup validation or business validation? That is the process you go through before you build anything, write a line of code, apply for that business loan, or look for funding to get going. Now that you understand what startup validation is, let's talk about why that's important. Because I could summarize this in a famous quote, which is, if you build it, they will come. This is a lie. If you build a baseball field in the middle of nowhere and you do not tell anyone, no one will show up at your baseball game. It wouldn't work for you. That's why you have to validate your startup idea. At Kickoff Labs, we've helped people with thousands of successful business launches, but the ones that haven't been as successful tend to have one thing in common. They never really validated and optimized their idea. They may have put up a landing page, they may have sent some friends and family to it, but then they called it quits after 30 or 40 signups to the page. It's not real validation. It's not really proof of anything beyond you can get a couple of friends to sign up for something. I'm sure your idea is great, but validation is here to prove that you are able to communicate the idea effectively, that there's a market of people willing to pay, that you have the ability to drive traffic, that you have a compelling value proposition. And if the idea is already out there, let's say you want to build another email service provider like MailChimp, what is your unique value proposition and how are you going to break through the noise in the market to get attention that you need to build a viable business on top of it? So even if you say, I know the idea is good because I see other people doing it, you have to take it one step further and say, I know the idea is good. Other people are doing it. They seem to be making money. What is my plan to grab a slice of that market, that pie? What is my unique proposition? How am I going to go through their customers and make them be my customers? And you want to do this because overall, you don't want to waste time building something that you aren't going to be able to sell. Imagine working nights and weekends for months to open a store. You open the store and nobody's there. There's no line. There's nobody waiting to buy your products. Now you've got inventory, you've got rent, you've got all the utilities needed to run a functional business, but you haven't actually proven that anybody wants to buy the product this time. Now, think about doing this again, where you combine the validation with audience building. It's one of the ways we help here at Kickoff Labs. It's a place for you to set up a quick landing page, prove you can drive traffic, prove people will sign up, and then also measure and prove what percentage of people signing up are willing to tell their friends about it. Because if nobody's also then telling their friends about it, it's another indication that the idea might not be that exciting. Maybe they're interested, but they don't fully understand it. And that's how we help. We track those referrals. We help you set up the page. We help you set up the launch program. And when you get closer to launch, you can also set up rewards. We can talk about that later in the process. But the point is, once you've got that page with Kickoff Labs, use it to truly validate your idea. Now that you've bought into the concept that you should validate your idea, the next sequence of videos is going to actually talk about some practical things you can do with that validation, either both with the landing page, with Facebook ads, in person, what you can do even when you're lurking at the local Starbucks on your idea. And we'll go through all of those practical steps in the next few videos.